Yeah, the framers were actually pretty hostile to militarism. They looked at, I have some quotes in the book from Ben Franklin and others about professional standing armies that would, get Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity to accuse you of treason and suggest you should be locked up if they were made by a political figure today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that this is a concern, and this trend towards militarism is in part driven by the fact that war is the health of the presidency, and that even when you have social problems, the so-called commander-in-chief tries to reconstitute them in military terms, with war on drugs or war on poverty.
Yeah. You say in the book that we have to become, quote, a normal country again. What do you mean by that? How would we become a normal country again? Let me just say one thing before you answer that. I do not think that it is without significance that Europe, which has suffered the horrendous ravages and the approximately 80 million deaths of 2 world wars, is far less militaristically inclined than we, who have never suffered an internal war since the Civil War and who don't know what it means, and that Europe is far less prone to rush to arms than we are. I would define that in part as being a normal country, although God knows it's not normal to lose 80 million people in 2 wars. But what do you mean when you say we have to become a normal country again?
Well, it does relate to foreign policy. I think that's an excellent point about the effects of the 2 world wars, and I've heard people suggest that, and I think there's definitely something to it, that our relatively much easier experience in those wars has led us to think that problems that we should resort to the sword more quickly.
Can I interject something?
Sure.
Don't forget your point. When you say we had a relatively easier time, that's a true but staggering comment, because our time was so bad, and yet it was relatively much easier.
Yeah, and the enormity of the destruction in Europe. I mean, it's probably even an understatement. Yeah. My point. What was my point?
Well, you were going to, what a normal country is.
Oh, a normal country, yeah. I think that one of the reasons we have the presidency we do is because we've, some could question whether we've ever been a normal country, but for good or bad. But we have this Wilsonian notion, particularly among the elites. This is more of an elite phenomenon than maybe a voter-driven phenomenon, but that America is anointed by God to pay any price and bear any burden to promote liberty and democracy around the world. It is in many ways a really noble idea, and I think we should do more to promote liberty and democracy around the world. I just think that, certainly the lesson of the last 7 years is that using the U.S. military toward that end is, I think, a bad idea and a wrong idea, and it has had drastic and terrible consequences.
This excerpt is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law, the leader of reform in legal education and a leader in multimedia education for the public. To view the full interview and for a full listing of MSL's programs, log on to mslaw.edu.